Hello friends and strangers. So, currently doing a live reading sprint with Pam, the other Pam who is also a booktuber, and I just wanted to do an introduction on what I am reading for this reading sprint, and it's sort of like a special reading vlog which I'm going to do because the book is sent by a representative from Penguin Random House, Southeast Asia. Someone reached out to me and offered advanced readers copies of books by POCs and by POCs. They're reaching out to booktubers who are also by POC and POC, and really appreciate that. So I want to dedicate a video specifically for the books that they are going to send me, and one of that is We Are Not Alone Here by O Thiam Chin. It's spelled O-Thiamchin. It's sort of like this, I think I'm only assuming because I can't find it on Goodreads. I think there's no entry yet for it there, and I can't find it on Storygraph as well, so I can't really put the right genre yet. But upon reading the blurb on Penguin Random House's website, there are two people who are having a conversation. They are telling their stories, each of their stories, and how it intertwines. And I say this now because I've already started reading like the first 4 pages. They are having a conversation, but it's written in a way where they are speaking to the other person, but their replies aren't written down. So it's just handed to you as if that person who was speaking in the book is relaying what that person has answered. So for example, are you cold? Oh, you are. So you are cold. Do you need blanket? So it's a pretty interesting format of writing. It's like I'm in the head of that person in the book and they are speaking to someone. So far, it's only establishing the setting. It's only establishing certain facts, like these 2 women might know each other because the other one is a mistress. So that's fairly juicy to read about. So interesting read so far because I haven't read something like this in a while. Usually it's in 3rd person POV or 1st person POV, but they're not talking to someone. I just want to show that we are doing the live stream. I'm doing it with Pam from This Book Belongs to Pam. So yeah, we're doing the live stream. We're doing a reading sprint right now. And I will do another update maybe tomorrow or later after our reading sprints once I've read more pages from the book. Bye bye. Hi, hello friends and strangers. So just a quick update. I read We Are Not Alone Here during our reading sprints with Pam from This Book Belongs to Pam. I got to like page 31 or 32 of the book when our sprint ended, and it is still a mysterious read. It is still very intriguing for me. I just needed to read more of the book just to have some of my many questions answered, because during my introduction / first vlog entry, I definitely had some hunches, theories, guesses as to who the narrator is, but some of the things that I guessed are totally wrong. I am still very curious as to where this book would go. I stopped reading at this very monumental part of the book. Something bad happened, and it's the narrator relaying the story to the person that she is talking to. I am very curious and I want to know more of like where this would go and whether or not we're going to have other POVs, or are we going to be able to read through the lens of the person that the current narrator is talking to, or are we just going to be reading this through her perspective? One of the things that I wish this book has though are chapter breaks. So far with those first 30 plus pages that I was able to read, it didn't have any chapter breaks. So it could be exhausting to read as someone who was used to reading books with chapters, between them, but that's not really a deterrent. I think it could be the author's choice. It could be on purpose because, again, we are reading from the perspective of one narrator only. It's like I'm reading like just one entire conversation, so it does make sense, but still I wish there were chapters though. I think I'm going to be able to read tomorrow, so I'm going to give an update after that whether or not I have more questions than answers. Again, thank you to Penguin Random House Southeast Asia for getting in touch with me and giving me an advance reader's copy of this book. That would be it for now. I just wasn't able to give an update right after a reading experience because I was so tired. It was like past 11. It was almost 12 midnight. So, bye-bye. Hello again, friends and strangers. So, I don't think the chickens will be done anytime soon, so I'm just gonna wing it. This would be my last video update for We Are Not Alone Here by O Thiam Chin, or O Thiam Chin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the author's name correctly. The book isn't on Goodreads or Storygraph yet, but I will link the book info below, which is from Penguin Random House. Last night, I did some reading sprints with Pam from This Book Belongs to Pam, and I was able to finish the book during our last sprint. Just to preface this last update, I gave this book 4 stars. While I did have some guesses or theories in the beginning, they weren't really what happened, and that's not how the book went. It definitely started as if the narrator was talking to someone, but it played out like a whole monologue, as in the whole book is a monologue. It definitely started to feel like the mom was just talking to herself and just was relaying her version of the stories, and then she would hear someone in her head, thus having the impression of her talking to someone. That's the impression that I got the more that I read the book. This book certainly did not go where I thought it was headed, which, frankly speaking, I didn't have much theories because it's so hard to guess where it was going. Like, I was physically taking notes, like I had so many questions, but in terms of the theories or guess in terms of where it's gonna end, I didn't have much. The guesses I made in the beginning were even incorrect. One thing is for sure though, this is an especially jarring read because I read it from the perspective of an unreliable narrator, again, which is the mom, who seems to be spiraling down mentally and into insanity. The reveals when the mom relayed the same story that was told in the beginning made my jaw literally drop, and I whispered, no way. Like, no way this is happening. They were such simple reveals and nuggets of what I think the real truth is, but they had so much impact that I had to pause and really collect my thoughts before I continued reading. Looking at it now that I've finished the book, the author's decision to not have chapters or chapter breaks made a whole lot of sense since the story is supposed to be read and digested in one sitting, as it was transpiring that way for the mom, who is the narrator. So, am I going to recommend this book? I think yes, but to people looking for a specific mood or a specific setting or a specific writing style which We Are Not Alone Here. The book is a bit difficult to explain because just reading the blurb alone won't give much details on what the book truly is, because reading the blurb and reading the actual book, it wasn't the same for me. Another thing is for sure though, I'm going to be thinking about this book for quite some time. It was quite a reading experience. It was truly jarring for me. Trigger warnings though for suicide, physical, psychological, and parental abuse, as well as kidnapping and death. Also murder. I just had to put that there. The book was pretty short. It was just 150 pages, but it truly packed. It was truly packed. There were so many layers. There were so many things to unpack, like generational trauma and how it could affect a person in the future, especially once they have their own children. This is definitely not a light read. There will be some graphic stuff, so please tread carefully if you do decide to pick this book up. That's it for my reading vlog of We Are Not Alone Here. Again, thank you to Penguin Random House Southeast Asia for sending me an e-arc of this book. This book is going to be out this coming October, so do watch out for it and see if it's something that would tickle your fancy. And that's it, friends and strangers. Thank you so much for watching my reading vlog. I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.